Hey guys, I'm here with my most used makeup products of 2020. A lot of the products that I used this year didn't necessarily release in 2020, so I thought I'd just share everything that I used the most. Also, for the record, every single video, anything that I talk about or that I'm wearing is always in the info box down below. But for now, let's get into the video. First up is the De-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Serum from Drunk Elephant. This is my no makeup go-to when I don't want to wear foundation, but I just want to look a little put together. It's just a bronzing serum. There's one shade only. It is pretty universally flattering because it's slightly shimmery. So if you have much deeper skin, it's still got all of the skincare benefits in there. It'll give you a slight glow. And if you have fair to medium skin, you can amp this up. You can mix it in with a moisturizer to lighten it up. It's just really versatile. I do wish that there were more shades in this, but I love that you have antioxidants. It's really lightweight. It feels like skincare, and it gives me just a hint or a boost of color. My face is always a couple shades lighter than the rest of my body because I exfoliate my face consistently. So this just helps kind of even me out. Another go-to no makeup / underneath my makeup product is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is the shade 4. It's pretty much a tinted liquid illuminator that comes in a variety of shades, which means that it has like a super subtle shimmer sheen to it. It almost reflects light and creates this blurring effect. So it doesn't actually look like a highlighter all over your face. It just looks like you have flawless, even, radiant skin, but it looks and feels like nothing. Like it doesn't really look like makeup. Most times, this alone or this with the Drunk Elephant and some concealer is enough to give me a kind of medium full coverage effect. This is something that I recommend to absolutely, literally every single person, no matter what your age, skin type, skin tone. You can get away with not having an exact match. Like I've used shade number 4 on people with my skin tone and people much fairer than me. Just try a shade that looks kind of in your right undertone. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Everyone needs this. This primer is the only primer I used in all of 2020. It's the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas Primer. It's pretty much the lighter liquid version of their canvas primer that comes in like the putty form. I really like the liquid because I feel like it's a little bit lighter. It soaks into the skin really nicely. It does grip my makeup really well, and it just gives me such a smooth finish. It's oil-free, and I think it's a great primer. This is the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer. I actually do think this came out in 2020. I have mine in the shade Medium Tan. It's so hydrating, and it's actually pretty medium to full coverage. Don't let that whole tinted moisturizer concept fool you because it is not a sheer coverage product. I use the tiniest bit of this and I will really massage it into my skin with my fingers, and I think it gives me just a really beautiful, easy to wear base. It does have SPF 25 in it. This does not substitute your normal SPF. Don't play yourself. It is really pretty and it's really surprisingly good coverage. Foundation, hands down MVP product of all of 2020 was this. This is the Becca Skin Love Weightless Blur Foundation. I use the shade Olive primarily, but sometimes I'll mix in just a little bit of maple to warm it up. This stuff is super, super lightweight. It definitely is a velvet matte finish, which I really love. I use the tiniest bit of this and you just have to work it in really quickly. So I like using it with my fingers to kind of warm it up because it does dry down really, really fast. It is such a beautiful, truly blurring finish. It's so long wearing. You don't actually need to set it with powder if you don't want to because it's pretty much a velvet matte finish. I don't know why I just did this like I was slapping my own face, but it's got such a beautiful skin-like finish. I find that with heat and humidity and just my natural oils coming through, it wears really, really well throughout the day. I have kind of combo skin and I just make sure I'm well exfoliated before I put this on and moisturized. But if you have very dry skin, I don't know that you're gonna like this because it is very quick to dry and it is definitely a matte finish. But if you have anything except for incredibly dry skin, you have to try this, and you can definitely mix this in with each other, another foundation, with your moisturizer, and customize the finish of it. It's so good. Keeping with cream liquid products, I have 2 blushes. This one is the Fenty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush in the shade Crush on Cupid, which is categorically my favorite shade. It's this beautiful like strawberry bubblegummy shade, but bubblegum for like medium skin tones. I use it on my cheeks, I'll pop some on my lids, I'll use it on my lips. It's just such a pretty color, and it's really easy to work and blend in. And I like that it does sheer out. I know a lot of people had an issue with the pigmentation of these, but I prefer this because I really can control how much product I have on my face. The other cream blush is, of course, the Rare Beauty liquid blush, I think is actually what it's called, in the shade Lucky. Again, it's that strawberry bubblegummy pink. This one on me, I feel like it does warm up a little bit, which I really like. So it's just the perfect flushed cheek pink for me. I actually did an entire Rare Beauty video where I tested literally every single product from the entire line. And I'll leave that up above, down below somewhere. If you are unaware, these are incredibly pigmented, not to be trifled with, okay? I will literally unscrew this and use my brush or my sponge against the applicator top here. So I've literally just taken it from the top there. That's pretty potent just from literally nothing on my finger. And again, this too, I love on my eyes, I love on my lips, but all of the Rare Beauty blush shades are actually beautiful and I think very versatile because they're so pigmented. They will work for so many different skin tones. This is the Fenty Freestyle Cream Bronzer Cheeks Out in the shade 05 Teddy. It's just so easy and creamy and blends so well and looks like skin, and it's so easy to just like warm up your whole complexion and give yourself this glowy, flawless, I just drank like 7 liters of water kind of skin. But my favorite shade is Teddy because it's just a little bit deeper than my skin tone. And if I get too tan, then this is not the one I can use. I feel like it just adds the perfect level of warmth. These products also have a little bit of shimmer to them. Like in the pan, you can see it, but on the skin, it just translates as healthy skin. And the undertone of Teddy I think is so perfect because I have a lot of yellowy olive undertones, and that's kind of what Teddy looks like. Teddy looks like what I really become when I tan, and it's such a great cream bronzer. And the next one is a little bougie, I know, I'm sorry, but it's actually that good. It's the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Sculptor in 01 Intensity 1, and this is a cream contour or bronzer and a cream highlighter. I'm not gonna lie, I literally never use the cream highlighter because I find that it's a little too cool toned, as crazy as that sounds, because it's literally like a clear balm, but it's so light that it sometimes makes me look ashy. But this contour shade I love. It is not super dark. I like having control over the intensity. This has just enough of a cool tone to create that shadow for me, but still give me warmth. It blends so beautifully. It looks and feels like skin. It's such a beautiful product. I'm sorry, I know it's so expensive, but I really love it. This is the NARS Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Medium 2 Ginger. I love this for all over my face. Ginger is probably like half a shade lighter than my skin tone to 1 shade. So it's the perfect shade, but still matching undertone to brighten, but still look like skin. The texture of this gives the skin a really beautiful blurred effect. So I'll use any liquid I want, and then I'll go in with this with a beauty blender, and I feel like it just adds a little more coverage, but it also just like cleans up my under eye area, which I absolutely love. The Juvia's Place Concealer, I have mine in the shade 18, is so good and so inexpensive. Juvia's Place in general, if you haven't tried, 10 out of 10 would recommend. What are you doing? Their stuff is so pigmented, great quality, and insanely affordable prices. The Doe Foot applicator is chunky monkey. It's so perfect for covering large areas. The color range is wild at Juvia's Place. place. So you will definitely find at least like 3 shades that work for you. This one gives you just a beautiful natural finish. It's probably medium coverage and it blends out really beautifully with a sponge or with your fingers. It just sits so beautifully on the skin without emphasizing texture. A newer product that actually did launch in 2020 is the Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer and Eraser. I talked about this in my Sephora VIB sale haul and I've been using it ever since, every single time I do my makeup. I have mine in the shade WN38 Stone. It has a sponge tip, which I will never use because it freaks me out and I'm a little bit of a germaphobe when it comes to sponge tips like that. But lucky me, they have a doe foot applicator in here as well. It's this super creamy, beautiful texture that glides onto the skin. You get such good coverage, but it really looks like skin and it dries down to kind of a satin matte finish. You don't actually have to set this with powder. I think it's pretty long wearing without that. If you have very oily skin, if you live in a humid climate, go ahead and set it with powder. Just give yourself that insurance. It's just so brightening and smoothing and it's just an amazing flawless finish. I love my cream products, but I also love a good powder and I'm actually always on the hunt for the next best powder. The first favorite of mine though, that's a forever favorite and I hands down recommend literally everybody going to purchase this. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. I have mine in the shade 2. It's a powder that doesn't look like powder. It smooths, it airbrushes, it gives you like a filtered effect to the skin. It's so lightweight and it works for everyone. Whether you have wicked dry skin or super oily skin, you're gonna love this. If you have super oily skin and you love a very matte finish, you might want to combine this with another powder because it does give you a skin-like finish. I cannot say enough good things about this. I've gone through probably like 6 of these at this point because I've been using it ever since it launched. Okay, this bad boy right here took me by storm this year or last year now because it's 2021. It's the Laura Mercier translucent powder, but in the shade Honey. I used to love the Laura Mercier translucent powder, but I found Charlotte Tilbury and the Laura Mercier just felt too drying. And I don't know if they've reformulated the actual powder or not, but this Honey shade is stunning. It's so beautiful if you have a medium skin tone because while it is golden and yellow and warm, it has a slight peachiness to it where it's brightening, but it's not so yellow that it makes your skin look like you have jaundice. It works so well under the eyes, all over the face. It's so beautiful. The Patrick Star One Size Translucent Setting Powder, not a lot of high expectations. I don't know why, just judgy me, but wow, it's so good. It comes in 2 different shades and I use the translucent lighter shade. It definitely is not totally translucent, like it leaves a brightening effect to the skin, but for my skin tone, the brightening effect of this translucent powder is perfect. So it really is more translucent than it is tinted, if that makes sense. I love this under the eyes. To just brighten and lift, I will use this on top of another powder like the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey just to pick my under eyes up a little bit, but it's still so lightweight, it's so smooth, and it doesn't leave my under eyes looking dry or cakey. None of these powders, no matter how much you pack them on, will give you that crepey looking under eye because I do not want that, so I would not suggest such to you. And the last is my tried, tested, true Dragun Beauty Dragon Heart Transformation Face Powder. This is my second one. It is a pressed powder, and I don't use this for all over my face. I categorically will use this under my eyes and to carve out my cheekbones. There is a yellow shade and then like a peachier shade. I will usually use the yellow shade, but sometimes just hit the peach shade one time real quick. It literally just lifts your whole face. It brightens so beautifully. It smooths. Like if you put it on half your face and you look at the other half, it gives you like a facelift and just gives you highlights at all the right angles while being a matte powder, so it looks like your face is naturally shaped that way. Let's talk powder bronzers. One of them is the Ilia Novelty Nightlight Bronzing Powder. There's only 2 shades right off the bat. I'm sorry. Like I feel like I have to be apologetic for that because I wish there were more shades because this is not skin range friendly, but if this works for you, you have to go try it. I have the shade Novelty, and it is just the most buttery, perfect, warm, olivey undertone bronzer. It adds the perfect amount of warmth, but also really looks like my skin has it tan, and it blends so beautifully. That's the shade right there, and you can see that it really has such an amazing tanned skin undertone. It just makes the skin look so good. And of course, my Fenty bronzers, the fact that they're waterproof, they're matte, they're long wearing, on top of all of those things, the finish is flawless. It doesn't skip, it doesn't budge, it blends onto the skin and works with so many other products so beautifully. And I love how long wearing it is because it is waterproof. My two most used shades are Private Island and Caramel Cutie. Private Island is kind of similar to the Ilia one in that it has that olivey tanned undertone, and then Caramel Cutie is similar but just deeper so that I can get my perfect custom tan shade. All of them are amazing, but these two specifically for my personal taste are perfection. Truth be told, I have almost hit pan on all three of these bronzers, which is wild considering how little I actually did in 2020 that required me to wear makeup outside of filming. Two blushes took the cake in 2020. NARS Amour is just the perfect nudie pink, neutral, everyday shade for someone with my skin tone or even fairer. If you have much deeper skin than I do, I don't know that this is going to be pigmented or have enough depth of color. But for medium skin tones, this is amazing. It is perfect for an everyday, just light flush of color. I love using this as eyeshadow also, and I'm obsessed. The other one is from Patrick Ta. It's the Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in Oh She's Different, and this is what the shade inside looks like. So this cream blush here is beautiful. I do use this as a cream blush all the time, but because I use the powder product a little bit more than the cream, here it is in the powder section. It's like a deeper, darker, older version of NARS Amour. So there is the Oh She's Different cream blush, and then there is the powder. So that's what Amour looks like, and that's what Oh She's Different looks like. This is like the light playful version, and this is the more sultry version. They don't skip, they're never patchy. They're just amazing quality blushes, and both of these, again, I love using them on the eyes, the cheeks, and I'll use the cream blush in this on the lips. It's stunning. Eyeshadows. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. 9 times out of 10, it is bronzer, blush on the lids, out the door. But there were 3 eyeshadow palettes that I used every single time I wanted something a little bit more to the eyes, and they are as follows. The first one, I'm not going to take a lot of time on it because it's kind of hard to find now, and it's the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions. It's just neutrals. They are beautiful. They are very pigmented, but so are all the Huda Beauty eyeshadows. I'm pretty much using this on a regular basis for the matte eyeshadows, which is why I'm still mentioning it even though it's hard to find, because it's literally dark brown eyeshadows and a black and a tan. The shimmers in here are beautiful. They're very pigmented. I wanted to mention it because I'm being honest with you guys that I did use this a lot in 2020, primarily more than anything else to smoke out my eyeliner, which is something I do pretty much 99% of the time, I guess. But this is just a go-to palette for that use. However, in the second half of 2020, the two that I reached for more than that one probably are the Mario Master Mattes palette and the Vieve Essentials palette. So the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, I did a whole video on, again, every single product from the Makeup by Mario line because I love spending all my money. I'll leave that linked up here and down below so you guys can check it out if you want all the details. I saw on Sephora that it has like very mixed reviews, and I don't know why, because I love this palette. I think it's stunning. The colors in here are actually based off of skin tones, like skin tones that Makeup by Mario has worked with. There is such a beautiful variety of undertones in this palette. The pigmentation is something that I saw people complaining about, but I personally really love the pigmentation in this because you have control. It is pigmented enough where you can really get a super dark, intense, smoky eye. You just have to build it up a little bit. But I prefer that. I don't want to work with matte eyeshadows that I have no control over. And similar to the Huda Beauty one, you have your matte black, matte browns, you have some more neutral browns, and I use this as eyeshadow and to smoke out my eyeliner all the time now. The Vieve Essentials palette is a little bit newer in 2020, but oh, wow, Jamie Genevieve nailed it, okay? First of all, it's freaking huge, okay? These eyeshadows have so much product in them. I was not expecting that. For some reason, I thought it would be way smaller, but I'll take it. Again, similar to Makeup by Mario, you have so many different undertones. So when you use each eyeshadow, it looks so distinct and it really adds something to the look rather than just blending together to one shade. I also really love that there are different finishes. So you do have quite a few matte shades, but you have a couple like sparkly shades. And the sparkly shades almost act like top coats, which I really like. They're like a tinted top coat because you can use them alone and you'll get color and shine, but you can also put them on top of all the other shades and they look so beautiful. Like, do you see that? It looks glossy, which I really like because I find that I have shimmery pigmented eyeshadows and they're beautiful, but I think these are more versatile. Like, I don't want to wear a fully metallic lid all the time. So I have those products. I can use them if I want, but having this is a way you can add accents and really subtle nuances that give you this beautiful elevated look. And Jamie Genevieve is the queen of elevated eye looks. I'm obsessed with her and her style. And it's just an amazing, amazing palette. The Marc Jacobs Fine Liner Gel Eye Crayons. I absolutely adore these. They've been my favorite since they launched. And at some point, Marc Jacobs reformulated, so they're even better than they were originally, which is kudos. I don't know how they did that, but they did that. Rococo and Earthquake are two of my favorites. This one is matte, the Earthquake shade, and Rococo is a shimmery shade. They are so easy to apply, but they're so easy to smudge out. And once they set, not budging. This one here is Rococo and this one is Earthquake. Rococo I love because it's this warm, slightly shimmery but dark brown shade. It's dark enough that it gives me definition, but not quite as severe as a full black eyeliner. And Earthquake is a matte, slightly deeper, maybe even cooler toned than Rococo, where it's one shade up from a black eyeliner. Again, it's slightly softer, but it gives me a little more definition than Rococo does. Also from Marc Jacobs, their fine liner, it's pretty much the exact same formula. I think technically this is like a glossy finish, but honestly, I use this as my waterline eyeliner constantly. It's so easy too because the tip is so small, so you can really easily get into the waterline without getting eyeliner everywhere. Very long wearing, very creamy. I use the shade Blacker in this because in my waterline, I like having black to make my lashes look a little thicker, and it's so pigmented and creamy that you don't have to fiddle with your waterline a ton and get watery eyes. It's just like 1, 2, and you're good. Pat McGrath Labs, this is the shade Blitz Brown. It's the Permagel eyeliner. Again, a shimmery, bronzy, dark brown, but it's a similar formula to Marc Jacobs where it's very pigmented and easy to blend, but once it sets, it sets. That bronziness or that slight shimmer in it just adds this beautiful softness and really helps to elevate the look, especially if you're smudging it out. It gives you a really cool, sultry, smoky effect. It's a really slight shimmer, nothing crazy. And the shimmer in here is like gold with bronze with a little bit of pink. Brown eyeliner was really where it was at for me 2020. These are the Makeup by Mario Master Pigment Pro pencils in the shade The Perfect Brown and Super Black. Super Black I really only ever use in the waterline sometimes, like the upper lash line, or really closely to my top lashes to just give me a little extra definition or volume. The Perfect Brown really is the perfect brown. The formula, again, same theme. Very easy to apply, super pigmented, very, very rich, but it's also really easy to smudge smudge out. It doesn't tug. It doesn't irritate the eyes. You can layer any of these over and over and over again, and they never build up and get like crusty on you. But this one too, so long wearing. And the Makeup by Mario's have these amazing brushes on the other end where it's like a flat, horizontal, thin brush. And I actually use this brush to blend out these eyeliners. They're really high quality brushes and they just work with the eyeliner so well, and it's right on the other side, so convenience is definitely A1 for this. It's the perfect mix of warm and cool and brown, but a little bit deeper, and it's just so flattering. So any one of these is going to be amazing, but I'm not going to lie, ever since this one released, I've been using this one nonstop. Brows was these two all 2020. It's the Fenty Brow MVP in the shade dark brown and the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. This Benefit brow gel, everyone needs to own. It is not only such an amazing gel formula where it really keeps your brows in place and it doesn't feel or look crusty, but the brush of this is my favorite. It's a flat paddle plastic brush. One side has longer bristles and one side has shorter bristles. And because of that, you can really control and comb your brow hairs exactly in the direction and place you want them to be. This has been my favorite brow gel for years now, ever since it first came out, and I stand by that. Brow MVP, great brow pencil, perfect mixture of pigmentation and waxiness. So it is fairly long wearing because it has a beautiful waxy texture, but the pigmentation is perfect where you have a lot of control. I also love how fine of a tip it is, and the Fenty shades are phenomenal. The brush is a brush, not a spoolie. It's like one of those Artis paddle brushes. Was it initially irritating that this wasn't a spoolie? Yes. But the more I've used this, the more I love that it's a paddle brush, because you can blend out the color with this brush, and rather than creating streaks or blending it unevenly the way a spoolie sometimes would, it actually disperses the color really evenly. So you can use less of the pencil and get more coverage if you just use this to kind of blend out, and it just disperses the color beautifully, evenly, super user-friendly. I have been rocking with the natural lashes all 2020. Okay, no, that's a lie. Not all 2020. I definitely have a couple videos that I filmed with falsies, but my natural lashes, let's knock on some wood, are really thriving right now, and we're living for it. We're just gonna support them. We're gonna let them grow. Shout out to Grande Lash MD, which is not in this video because it's not makeup, but it's an eyelash growth serum, and it is single-handedly responsible for my lashes right now. But the 3 MVPs for lash makeup are these. This is the Grande Lash from the same company as the serum that I use. It's their eyelash primer. I'm a huge fan of eyelash primers. I always have been. I love how lengthening and curling and lifting this is. This primer makes any mascara, regardless of the price point, look so much better. It says it has lash plumping peptides. I think technically it has some of the same stuff that the serum has in it to just strengthen your lashes and help keep them luscious and hydrated. This is the Ulta Beauty New Heights Lifting Mascara. I feel like I have not heard anyone talk about this. It is amazing for definition and lift, like length and lift. I love the wand personally. I know this is not everyone's cup of tea, but it's like this smaller, rounded plastic bristle brush. I love a good plastic bristle. There's something about it that is so easy to apply product with, but the formula of this mascara is also amazing. It's so long wearing. It's the perfect texture where it's not too dry or too liquidy, and I love this for my lower lashes too, especially because of the brush size. It's so easy to give myself the effect of like false lashes on the bottom, and I want to say it's like $10 or less. Like it might even be less expensive than some drugstore mascaras like L'Oreal and Maybelline. And the other mascara, a little bit higher end, is the Marc Jacobs At Lash Mascara. I have one coat of this on today with the Grande Lash Primer, and that's it. I love that it gives me like fluttery, wispy looking lashes. It gives me definition, curl, lift. It lasts all day. The curl stays up all day. I like that it's a natural bristle brush, but it's thin and it's long, so it doesn't get mascara everywhere. I have a lot of control. I can get my outer little lashes really nicely and my lower lashes. It just is the most beautiful, like fanned out fluttery effect, and I live for that because that's literally like the style of false lashes I constantly buy. 2020 was the year of the nude lip for me. Any of these products that I'm about to mention to you in any combination are going to look phenomenal. So first, lip liners. This is the KKW Nude 1.5 Alamar Cosmetics Dulce and Pillow Talk 2 Medium from Charlotte Tilbury. These lip liners are so creamy, so pigmented. They can be used by themselves all over the lips or in combination with pretty much any lip color, and they look good. This one at the top is the KKW, this one in the middle is the Alamar, and this one at the bottom is the Charlotte Tilbury Medium 2 Pillow Talk. With these lip liners, I have these lipsticks. So let's do Natasha Denona, 12 NB Michelle, and 11 NB Natasha. This is from the I Need a Nude lipstick line that she came out with. This right here is Michelle. It's like the most beautiful, like pecan nude that just is so flattering on medium skin tones. And I love that these are your classic lipstick. They are creamy, they're plush, they're not matte. 11 NB is a very similar tone. It's a neutral brown, which is what NB stands for. And it's a little bit lighter, but I love the undertones of these because I find that they work so well with these and any lip liner color for medium skin tones. Another amazing shade for a more pinky nude is Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. This is what Pillow Talk looks like. So the perfect pinky mauve dusty nude shade, and when worn with one of the warmer nude lip liners, it tones down how pink this appears and it just gives you this beautiful lift to your complexion. Pillow Talk for literally every skin tone with the right lip liners is amazing. And then this lipstick is Hepburn Honey, which I think now is called Oh Honey or Yes Honey, and it's from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the classic lipstick, and that right there on the top is Oh Honey, Yes Honey, Hepburn Honey. I'll leave it linked down below. A much warmer nude, but I absolutely love it. The last lipstick I have is a Revlon lipstick, and this was a suggestion from SMLXO. Everything she says to buy, I will buy because I love everything she suggests. This is in the shade Untold Stories. It's a matte lipstick, but it's such a comfortable matte lip, and this color is so pretty. It's kind of like the lighter cousin of Pillow Talk, and I actually love using this with Pillow Talk or with any of the lipsticks really, just in the center or just to pink up any look. I am wearing it today, and when you combine it with different things, it looks a lot less pink and you can really control it. But even this with Pillow Talk Medium 2 lip liner, it's so beautiful. And then last but not least, I have 2 lip glosses for all of 2020 that I just kept going to. This is the Tower 28 lip gloss in Chill. All of the Tower 28 Shine On Jelly lip glosses are amazing because they're so glassy and like juicy looking. This Chill color is basically clear. Do you need to spend this much money on a clear lip gloss? No, because Essence has an amazing clear lip gloss that I would absolutely recommend, but I just love the Tower 28 lip glosses. It's not sticky in texture. It almost feels like hydrating and even a little balmy. Having a clear lip gloss is amazing to just throw onto anything, but without changing the lip color that you've applied. If you want a nude lip gloss though, this one is from Morphe. It's the Madison Beer collaboration in the shade Mars. Mars is like the perfect light nude that's warm, but not too warm, but cool, but not too cool. It's like the perfect neutral brown gloss. And what I love about this gloss specifically is that while it's tinted, it's not full coverage. You can still see what's underneath. It also looks amazing with just like lip liner and you want to throw a gloss on and give you a little bit more of like a 90s look. Great lip gloss. That is a wrap for my most used makeup of 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and hopefully found something that you love already or are wanting to try. Leave a comment down below for me and let me know what your favorite products were in 2020 so that I can have some goodies to check out. But until my next video, thank you as always so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you soon. Bye guys.